Hey, education friends! I continue to receive questions about concerns over maximizing academic integrity in Google Form quizzes. So today we'll address that, more specifically, if quizzes can be hacked. And we'll also learn 3 more ways in which you can minimize the concern, including creating a form password, displaying only one question at a time, and shuffling the order of your answer options. Let's start with the security of your Google Form quiz answers. Some of you have mentioned the claim that Google Form quizzes can be hacked by students. I've explored this thoroughly. I've watched numerous Find the Answers Like This videos and read lots of message boards. It seems that was an issue, but a Google patch now prevents it. I've tested multiple Google Form quizzes created within and outside of a school domain. Being a tad familiar with reading source code, I was never able to find the correct answer. If, however, you're still concerned with the potential, I have a possible workaround for you. Are you ready for it? Don't enter your answers before the students take your test. Yep, you heard me right. Creating your quiz using Google Forms, but do not put in your answers yet. Have your students complete and submit the quiz, then go back and enter your answers. Google Forms will retroactively and instantly grade your already submitted quizzes. This means that even if your students were able to find answers in the source code, the answers would not have been there because you hadn't inputted them. We'll take a look at this and the next 3 implemented barriers in just a few moments. In addition to the hack concern, some of you asked for more ways to better secure your quizzes. In a previous video, I showed you how to open and close your form. But if you know it's going to be challenging for you to open your form at a specific time, you may want to create a form password. Let's look at how easy that can be. As you can see, I have a Google form started. I'm going to collect basic information from my students, like their name and possibly even a class period. We're next going to create a new question, and you'll notice it populated above my name. I'm just going to click on it and pull it down. And on this new question, we're going to type in password. Google automatically changes it to a short answer. We're going to go to where it says number, drop that down and select text. Now my text will contain whatever password I type here. Let's use the word integrity. Next to that, you're going to see that it says custom error text. It is really important to enter a message here. If you don't and your student answers it incorrectly, they're going to get a message that says your answer must contain integrity or something to that effect. So instead, let's type in enter the password as provided by your teacher. Let's go ahead and make this a required question. But before this password will really be beneficial to your quiz, you need to go to your toolbar and click your Add section. That will separate your password from the rest of your questions. If you're using the same form across multiple sections, you would want to change the password between each use in order to prevent students from knowing it ahead of time. The next thing we're going to look at is how to limit the student's ability to copy and paste questions and answers to share. We'll do this by displaying only one question at a time. We're going to label this section question 1 because I think that makes the most sense. We'll go back to our toolbar on the right and click Add a Question. And for this new question, I'm going to type in, are you concerned with academic integrity? Google will make it automatically a multiple choice and give me some options. I'm going to go ahead and add them all in this instance. We had previously said don't answer your answer key yet, so we're going to leave that blank. And I'm going to go to click Required. We're going to add another section and title this one Question 2. Add a new question. And for this question, I'm going to simply say, can you see just this one question? It's giving me some options. I only want to select yes and no, so I'll click directly on the yes and directly on the no. Leave your answer key blank. Make it a required question. We'll do one final section entitled, question 3, and one final question. How many questions are in this test? And we're going to change that to a multiple choice. We're going to enter 1. Oh, look, it's going to go ahead and give me some more options. I want to add those all. So I now have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So notice this third question is in sequential order. Before we go on, we want to leave our answer key blank, make it required. But for this question, I'm actually going to click on the More button, the 3 arrows, or excuse me, the 3 dots, and select the last available item, which is Shuffle Option Order. This just creates one more stumbling block to encourage academic integrity. Now that we have our quiz or our assessment completed, let's take a look at it from the student perspective. We'll go to the little I that's actually the preview button, and it'll populate what the student sees. You're going to notice that the student sees our quiz or our assessment. They're going to enter their name, which would be, we're going to pretend Josh. Now let's pretend that Josh is sitting here and he wants to start a little bit earlier than what you've said. So he's going to try to guess your password based on maybe your favorite team sport. So let's type in Rockets. We're going to click Next because we think Rockets is correct. And you'll see he gets enter the password as provided by your teacher. Rockets obviously wasn't it. Now it's time for us to move forward and actually take this exam. So we're going to tell our students that the password is integrity, but we want to make sure we're very mindful of the spelling as well as upper and lowercase letters so that they can truly get in. Click Next, and we're in. You'll see that we're only seeing one question displayed right now. Are you concerned with academic integrity? Let's say yes, and click Next. Again, only one question is displayed. Can you see just this one question? We're going to tell it no, although in reality we can only see one question. And we'll select Next. And then how many questions are in this test? Well, this we know to be our final question, so we'll say 3. Before we move on, do you notice it is no longer in sequential order? That's because we told it to randomize these answer choices. Let's click Submit, and we're going to close out the student version of our form. And now we'll be back into our teacher version of the form. You'll see that we have one response. So when we click on that one response, there's no grades present. Let's look at the individual response that was given, that form that was provided. The name is Josh. They typed in integrity as the password. And you'll notice 0 points were awarded. 0 points all the way down. No points were awarded on this. If we go up to the Questions tab and click, we then can come down, Click on the first question, select Answer Key. Are you concerned with academic integrity? Yes. And let's make that valued at 30 points. Say Done. Now question 2. Can you see just one question? We're going to again say yes. Excuse me. We need to click the answer key first, then say yes, and value at 30 points. For our final question, click on that question, select your answer key. How many questions are in this test? There were 3. This one, we're going to value it at 40 points. You can see our total point value is now 100. We'll say Done. Now we'll look again at the Responses tab. We're still on the individual one. They received 30 points for question 1 because they got it correct. 0 points for question 2 because it was incorrect, not right. And then 40 points on the final one because, again, it was correct. So we saw that by the time we clicked on our Responses tab, Google had already graded it for us, just like that. I hope you found this video helpful. Please let me know if you have any thoughts, comments, or if you'd like help with any other Google for Education Suite products. Have a safe year.